Whatever you do, don't buy this car unless you enjoy talking to complete strangers. Few cars attract attention like the Volkswagen ID Buzz. The retro styling is designed to evoke memories of the old VW Type 2 camper, and there will be a campervan version of the Buzz due in 2025. For now, we'll be testing this car, a 5-seat MPV. Our colleagues in making the Tow Car Awards, What Car magazine, rate the Buzz so highly they've made it their Car of the Year for 2023, praising its retro style, its spacious cabin and its comfortable ride. What we want to find out though is how well it tows. In the course of this review, as well as focusing on the car's towing credentials, we'll cover what it's like to live with every day and how spacious and practical the cabin is. We'll also consider price, value for money and running costs.
When you've watched the video, please do remember to click like and to subscribe to the Camping and Caravanning Club's YouTube channel. Click on the notification button to make sure you never miss a video again. But first of all, let's tow. We're hitching up to this funky mink sports camper, borrowed from club preferred dealer Broad Lane. This micro caravan attracts almost as much attention as the Buzz.
Now you're probably thinking, that's a pretty small camper to tow behind such a big car, and well, you'd be right, but therein lies the biggest problem with the ID Buzz as a tow car. It has a maximum towing figure of just 1,000 kilograms. Now that's going to rule the car out for a lot of potential buyers. On the other hand, if you own an ultralight caravan or perhaps a folding camper or a trailer tent, 1,000 kilograms may be enough for your needs. And if that's the case, then I've much better news, because what the ID Buzz can tow, it tows very well.
The car has the same 204 horsepower motor that the VW Group uses in many other electric cars. It's got a lot of work to do, pulling a 2.5-ton car with a camper behind it, but it's up to the job, with lively acceleration from a standing start and enough poke for punchy overtaking.
Stability is excellent, as it ought to be when something this heavy tows something so light. You see the mink in your mirrors, but you really can't feel it pushing or shoving at the back of the car, and in fact the van is so narrow and the car so wide that you don't need extension mirrors to stay legal while towing. There's another advantage to towing with something so small and light that's largely hidden behind the car when towing, and that's the rate of energy consumption. We've achieved 2.2 miles for every kilowatt hour of electricity, which gives a towing range of approximately 170 miles.
Compared with an official range for everyday driving of 255 miles. That's further than the distances we've achieved towing with electric cars in the past.
Another plus to towing with a small camper is that it will be easier to find somewhere to park it if you need to recharge on a long journey. The Buzz will recharge at speeds of up to 170 kilowatts. That means it can go from 5% to 80% battery charge in just 30 minutes, so long as you can find a sufficiently powerful charger.
Leave the caravan behind and the ID Buzz is a pleasure to drive.
Lots of electric cars are all about performance with crazy quick acceleration times. The Buzz is refreshingly different. It's more about travelling quiet comfort. On the motorway, it's smooth and relaxing, and around town it's surprisingly manoeuvrable, thanks to a tight turning circle.
It's not just easy to drive, it's very comfortable for the driver and their passengers too.
You sit up nice and high. In fact, the driving position is very comfortable. You could say it's more SUV than MPV. You get a good view out too, thanks to the large glass area and the slim pillars. The design almost lives up to the drama of the outside, but there are some annoying features. I'm not at all keen on Volkswagen's touch-sensitive pads that it keeps using in place of regular buttons. These heating controls, for example, have been driving me slowly mad. And the infotainment system, although it looks good, it can be a bit fiddly to use. On the plus side, it is compatible with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. What I do like though is this big removable storage box between the front seats, which Volkswagen calls the Buzz Box. Let's have a look in the back of the car. Now, as you can see, there's lots of space in the second row. You get plenty of leg and headroom for adults, but you do get a bench seat rather than 3 individual chairs. So the layout isn't quite as flexible as it could be, although the seats, if you grab the handle, they do slide back and forth, so you can juggle passenger space and boot space as needed. Now, you do get Isofix mounting points on the outer seats, although it would be better still with a car this wide if there were Isofix mounting points for 3 seats in the back rather than 2. A couple of other negatives: there are no air vents in the back, either in the door pillars or between the front seats. But probably the biggest positive feature is the sliding rear doors, which really do make it easy to get in and out in a narrow parking space, and they're really handy if you've got a bulky child seat which you need to fit in the back. You've got plenty of room to manoeuvre. Now, keep in mind, if 5 seats aren't enough for you, there is a 7-seat version on the way soon. So, plenty of space for 5 people, but what about their luggage? Well, let's open up the tailgate and take a look. We're testing style specification, which is the higher of the 2 levels of spec on the ID Buzz. Style comes as standard with this, which Volkswagen calls the multi-flex board, a partition for the boot space, so you can fit smaller items underneath. It also gives you space to keep your charging cables hidden out of the way. The other advantage to having the multi-flex board is that when the rear seats are folded, you don't get the annoying step to the floor that you have with Life model. Now, if it's time to go towing and you want your tow ball, you just give this switch a flick, the tow ball drops down, you have to lock it into place the last little bit of the way. The electrics are on the side, well clear of the bumper, so it's nice and easy to hitch up. At the time of our test in the middle of 2023, the retractable tow ball will set you back an extra £980. It's really hard to dislike the ID Buzz. I mean, just look at it. It's even better in a 2-tone paint finish, I think, which really sets off the styling. But it is expensive. In the style spec we've been testing, the car costs around £64,000, and this precise car with the options fitted, well, it's over £70,000. Now that is a lot to pay for a 5-seat MPV. Perhaps an even bigger issue than price is the towing limit, which at just 1,000 kilograms is very restrictive. There are plenty of electric cars on sale these days that will tow 1,500, 1,600 kilograms, and Volkswagen really needs to catch up. But if you own a light enough camper to make the Buzz a viable tow car, this car is great fun to drive and to live with.
Don't forget to subscribe for more tow car, caravan, camping and motorhome videos, and click the notifications button to make sure you never miss new content.